Good Wednesday morning from Nova Scotia. Today is March 26th. This should be my last grocery shop for the month of March. I'll keep it open and we'll do a month end on Monday, just to see if we do buy anything over the weekend, but I'm not planning on it. Our fridge still has some stuff left from last week, and we're doing a great big fill up again this week. So I stopped at a few stores this week. I stopped at Gateway Meat Market. I stopped at the new No Frills by Value Village in Eastern Passage. I got a flash food pickup from that No Frills, which I've never got that from there before, and I was very pleased with my purchase. And then I stopped at my local store, Atlantic Superstore, on my way home, mostly for this chicken, but I ended up buying a few other things to get some good points offers. And then I stopped at that flash food as well. So quite a bit to get through, as you can see. I think I'm actually slightly over what I spent last week, not by much, but I do have a few more meat products, and that does add up quickly. All right, I'll start at Gateway. So as I'm just editing now, I realized my video cut out for these two items. I'm not setting everything else back up on the table. It's all put away. So my bananas were 77 cents a pound. So for those 8, it came to $2.06. And then for the tomatoes, they were 47 cents a pound. And for those 9 tomatoes, it came to $1.49. I only bought 4 tomatoes last week, and I ran out super early. So 9 should last me for the week, I hope. Though I do eat a lot of salads. And we have all that turkey to get through. All right, I'll send you back to my regular video. $1.97 for the mushrooms. Great looking mushrooms again this week. $2.97 for each of the iceberg lettuce. They had their cucumbers on for 47 cents. They had a limit of 10. I only picked up 2 because I still have half a cucumber left from last week. Last week I bought the minis and the full size. So, I mean, how many cucumbers are you going to go through a week? And I'm noticing this one's got, actually, it's still nice and firm though. So, 47 cents each for the cucumbers. So, not a ton of produce, but like I said, I bought a lot of produce last week. We have broccoli, we have cauliflower, we have cabbage, onions, all kinds of stuff left in the fridge. I think we just finished off our grapes, which were phenomenal. If they ever get candy grapes again, definitely a buy. So I haven't been buying much meat lately because we have been going through our freezer meat, but it's about that time that my oldest started asking for a roast again. So roast was on sale this week for $5.97 a pound. So we picked up this great big one. Was it 1.2 kilogram for $16.09. Deli meats, they had their packages of ham that are 250 gram were on for $1.97. So I picked up 3. They had some of the 97-cent ham, but I didn't realize it's like the cooked ham loaf, and I just don't like that as much. No one does. So we just bought 3 of these. And then they also had turkey. The 500 gram was $4.97. So not quite as good a deal as the ham, but still pretty good, and it's really nice to have turkey. We ate so much turkey last week, you wouldn't think we'd want it anymore, but why not? It's good and great for school lunches. They had these on markdown for 47 cents. They are probably expired or close to April 4th. So we got a while yet, another week on those, and we'll just throw them in the freezer anyway. 47 cents each, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packets. These they had on for 47, but I thought I'd give them a try. So I got 5 packages, 1 for each of us. And I'm not sure what the expiration date on that is, but I'm not worried about it at all. And I'll just split this up into smaller containers. Nutri-Grain, we still haven't opened the ones we bought last week, but I bought another one. I believe this was $7.97. Yeah, $7.97 for the 16 pack. It's not the greatest deal, but pretty good for school lunches, and just gives me another option. And they'll be going right in the closet anyway. The kids won't even know they're there. I bought 3 packages of these last week, and we ate 2 of them. I bought 5 this week. They're so good. They're like super thick wafers. 97 cents for the 6 pack. So that was everything from Gateway. So not a huge Gateway buy this week, but $64.58 in total, with a total savings of $153.37. Okay, I then went into No Frills. I had a few things there that were on sale this week that I wanted to pick up. And my husband actually came with me because he's still on nights. So then he got to have a little look through the store and see what they had to offer. So my total spent at No Frills was $44.41. I didn't get any PC points from No Frills, but I wasn't really planning on it either. So they had their yogurt on for $5.50, and right now there's a coupon out for the 0% yogurt for $1.50 off. So I ended up getting these for $4 a piece. That works out to 25 cents per yogurt cup or 25 cents per 100 grams. Their blend was on sale this week for $3.49. $3.49, so I picked up two. That will definitely last us until the next sale. Black diamond cheese slices were the 400 grams or 410 grams. We're on for $2.77 each. I picked up 6. And then also when I got home, I uploaded my receipt to the Air Miles app, and I got 16 Air Miles back for those cheese slices. I grabbed this to have on the way home, and then I forgot it in the trunk. This was $1 plus deposit. I just wanted a treat, but I didn't even open it. Their butter croissants were $5 for the butter croissants, and then 50% off, so $2.50. Their sesame oil, this was regular price, it was $3.79, but I've been out of sesame oil for a while, so I wanted to buy that. And my husband likes to take these for work, and they were $1.79 at No Frills. So that was it for No Frills. So then I checked No Frills Flash Food, and they had these 500 grams of the sliced Swiss for $7.99 each, which was half price. I didn't check the dates on them, but I'm not too concerned. April 3rd for them. So they were $7.99 each. So with the service fee, it came to $16.90 for the 1 kilogram of Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese is one of my absolute favorites. I hardly ever buy it because I find it quite expensive, but for that price, I was totally into that. So then my biggest shop this week was at Superstore. So everything over here, some of these are flash food, but this is all. Oh, and then I also bought the tortilla chips from No Frills. They were $2.79. So the two things I went into, or three things, were frozen fruit, the bone-in chicken breast, and the no-name crackers. So the no-name crackers were on for $1 each. I bought 15 packages. I know that seems like so much, but they're not going to go bad. They'll sit in, and once a week I pull out a package of crackers and it's gone before I even get the plastic off. So they were $1 each. Then I had a personal offer for 100 points back per dollar spent. And then I spent $100, over $100 at Superstore, so I ended up getting 10,000 points, which is equal to $10 back. So the no-name crackers ended up being 81 cents a package. I bought 1% milk, and the full fat milk were $7.27 each. Actually, I think the Farmers was $7.37, the Scots Farm was $7.27. I didn't realize I bought two different kinds, but I plan on making yogurt. I bought this yogurt for the kids, but I like to have like a Greek style home yogurt. So I bought those for us. I bought one loaf of bread because at this point I'd already been to Gateway and bought all that deli meat. So that is probably what we're going to have for supper tonight, maybe between the croissants and the bread. I find that's a good shopping day meal instead of, I know a lot of people end up doing takeout on the days they buy groceries, but we don't do that. But I do like to have an easy night, and sandwich and some fries that I bought last week will be perfect. So what I did end up going in for was this chicken. They had a flash offer on for $8 back in points for $25 spent on chicken. And then they had their bone-in skinless chicken breasts on for $4 a pound. So I bought $50 worth. This was as close as I could get to $50 with what they had there. They only had about 8 packages of chicken in the cooler. Sometimes I don't have any of what's on sale when they have one of these flash offers. Actually, I find that's often the case. But they did have them, and it seemed like they were replenishing them. So I took 4 packages, and the total came to $54.51 for the 4. I then got my $16 back in points for buying chicken, and then I got an additional $4.92 back in points for the continuity spend for the whole order. So this chicken ended up being $2.47 a pound. So pretty good price. And what I will probably do is cut this all off the bone, make stock of the bones, take that shredded chicken, and then I think I'll package this as boneless, skinless in 3 breast portions. That's about what we use for a meal. So a little work on my end, but not bad at all for $2.47 a pound. And I might do a little short video on if it's worth it to buy, if it is worth it to buy the bone in. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. Might be a little short. I bought 3 packages of the No Name noodles. They were 40 cents each. I bought these last week for the kids and they went crazy for them, so I bought 3 more to get us through this week, and then they'll probably have their fill of them. The No Name fruit was $3, and then if you bought 2, you got $1 back in points, so it ended up being $2.50. I then had a personal offer. If I spent $15, I got $1.50 back in points. And then once again, the total store continuity spend. So these fruit ended up costing me $1.98 a package. I have got them cheaper for that. However, we are almost completely out of fruit. We just have a couple mangoes left. And we haven't had blueberries in ages. So I got 3 blueberries and 3 strawberries. And then I've been waiting for baking powder to come on sale. I just don't think it does. So this was $5, but once again, that cut me up to my continuity spend for Superstore. So my total spent at Superstore, I don't have my receipt here, was $110.81. And then I received $32 back in points. And then my very last stop was Flash Food in the same Superstore. They had cinnamon raisin bagels on for 50 cents each. What are the regular price? $4.79, and they were 50 cents each. I'll throw one in the cupboard, one in the freezer. I have lots of cream cheese left from that sale, I don't know, 2 months ago. So I'll make like a fruit cream cheese up with homemade jam for those. And then these were also 50 cents, $4.49 regular. These were also 50 cents. And I'll either throw these in the freezer, or I'll make croutons out of them, or we'll do another French toast bake, which has been a team favorite here lately. So $1.59 was my total spent at Flash Food with the service fee and tax on there. So my total for everything that you see on this table for this week of grocery shopping was $238.29. And then I received $32 back in points. So that came to $206.29. All right, we'll see what meals I can make up this week. I will see you next Monday for a month-end recap. And I think I'm going to try to do a video on Friday as well. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye now.